What's going on, guys? So I've been in a bit of a predicament. I've lost 2 of my SD cards that have all of my footage on it. All my footage from the point of when we first came home, and we've been home consistently. So what happened on the first SD card is the other day, the SD card was full. It's a 512 gigabyte card. It was like 12 hours worth of footage. I had to change my card. I don't know where I put it. I know it's somewhere, but I can't find it at the time. So I was gonna make my video yesterday. Just now, I had all my footage of building my tomato planter. Just realized I don't know where I put it either, but whatever. It'll pop up because it's definitely here. So I'm just gonna start a fresh video right here, but I keep running into these kind of roadblocks. The devil is a liar. All right, look, this is what we got going on. We got the onions. We've been checking them. We actually went ahead and pulled one just to test. The bulbs aren't getting very big. And I think because they are so close together, there's so many of them, it's not letting the bulbs grow. Because I had one right here that was a pretty decent sized bulb, but I'm testing it. So I just replanted the biggest bulb we had there, put it by itself right here. So I'm gonna see what it does. But you can see the bulb's pretty good size. About 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So that's brand new potting soil going. We got our tomato plant. Whenever I first replanted this one, the dirt in the tomato planter is dirt that I got from the creek. So I thought it was pure sand, but whenever I went and got it, it's a mixture of dirt and sand. So that's kind of cool. So that's what I put in there. And when I first transplanted this tomato plant, within like 5 minutes, it started drooping. I was like, crap, it's not gonna make it. So I took some Miracle-Gro, mixed it up, poured it in there, and about 2 hours later, she perked up. She came back to life. But the thing is it's still not as healthy and strong as these in the potting soil. As you can see, these are thick, purple, I mean, beautiful, healthy tomato plant. Well, when I transplanted this one, it's not as thick and healthy as that. And I think the reason for that is because that is out of the bag potting soil with all the nutrients and stuff in it. This is just regular soil that I got out of the ground. I need to fertilize this kind of stuff. That's what we got there. We got our onions, which are doing great. Like I said before, we're learning. So next year's gonna be better because now we know what not to do. You know, a little bit more of what not to do and what to do for the next time around, which, you know, that's how it works. You got to fail to learn. And we're not actually failing. I mean, we've got stuff growing. We've got it going, trying to figure out the specific techniques. Other good news. We went to see my granny and stayed the night with my granny. Sam actually got to go with me. She hadn't seen her in years. That was really cool. And we helped her weed out her herb garden and done a bunch of stuff for my grandma, which is awesome. We plan on actually going back once a month. Every time Sam has to go to Indiana, we're going to go see my granny and stay the night. But anyway, she gave Sam catnip plants. We'll have to ask Sammy. I can't remember what the other ones are. But she let us dig some up. We didn't even get everything she was going to give us. We're going to get some more when we go back. But the most awesome part of what we got from Granny, you know, we're trying to grow eyes on potatoes so we can get them planted. We walked in when we first got there and we're talking. We're standing in her little kitchen in her apartment. And she pointed out some potatoes sitting there and they have big old huge chunky eyes on them, like 10 or 12 of them. She's like, can y'all do anything with those? Yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact, that is exactly what we're looking at. The hand of God, he knew. So Granny's got some, just wait till you go see her, and we didn't even know. That's gonna be our potato box right here. We're gonna have a bunch of taters right there. But yeah, let's go check out what we got in the garden. Now, I've been putting Miracle-Gro on this garden, but I think the Miracle-Gro didn't do nothing but boost the weeds more than it boosted our plants. The ones that are full of green, those are just weeds. Those are the ones I was afraid to clean out because I didn't know what was what. Nothing was sprouting yet, so I didn't want to pull up what we had planted. But this is what happened. Now you can see the bare areas where I did find things growing. Now look at that corn stalk coming up right there. Big beautiful corn coming up. Now we had another big beautiful corn going up right here that looked exactly like that one, but an animal got to it, chewed it down. It's just a nub now, but it's not dying, so hopefully it'll still come back. So kind of something I was afraid of happening, but at least that's the only thing it ate was that one corn stalk. And we got broccoli. It's hard to see, I'm sure, on the camera because of all the extra green on there. There's a broccoli, there's a broccoli, there's a big old broccoli. They're not sprouting sprouts yet, but I'm sure they're getting close. There's a broccoli. There's a broccoli, and there's a big old broccoli. We're definitely sitting good with the broccoli plants. They are not playing around. So we got two good corn stalks, one that hopefully is going to come back to life. But check out these cucumbers. That's my cucumber plant. Got 2 of those that came up and survived. We got 2 of our cucumber plants. We got 3, actually 4, because 2 are growing together over there. Here's our lettuce. There's a lettuce. There's a lettuce. And there's 2 lettuces right there together. So that's super cool. So like I said, we're getting some yield. We're not getting what I was expecting, but I did expect for things to not go 100% the right way because we're brand new. Check out this. These are all our carrots. Look at all them carrots. I'm thinking I might have planted those too close together too. I don't know, we'll see. Because I actually checked this one and there was no carrot in the ground starting. I thought that was weird. Now I don't know if y'all guys know, does it grow the top piece for quite a while first and then start growing the carrots? Did I plant too many seeds in one spot of carrots? Because as you can see, there's like multiple carrots in each spot. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I'm saying? So if anybody knows, let me know. Jan, Melvin, Donnie, let me know. Do I need those spread out more? But the thing is with these onions is I researched that and I did it exactly how the guy said, whoever it was I was watching on YouTube. I spaced them the exact same way he said to do it and all of that. But my bulbs just ain't growing. Look. Unless that's just what kind of onions these are. I don't think so though, because I got one over there that's a pretty good sized bulb. But that's all they are. They're like that tall and only like that wide, like an inch wide. They're not growing big onions. I'm thinking the spacing is the issue is what I'm thinking. I think what I'm gonna do is take every other onion. Remember, we got this bare spot here. So I'll go every other onion, go deep, get the roots and replant them down throughout here so they got more space. Got to test it. We never know. We got one green bean. It's a little, I don't know. It's not like looking super healthy. And then we have another green bean right here that looks the same way. It's growing. Right there, growing, but it's just not, it just don't look healthy unless that's just how they're supposed to look. I don't know. And I'm gonna start transplanting every other onion over here and give them more space. Got all that room right there in that space. See if those bulbs will grow up bigger. Dun, dun. Such a prude. Huge growing on top, but they're not growing. The other night, whenever all those tornadoes were coming through Kentucky, not the one that took London out, but a couple days after that, there was another big storm that came through. I think it was 2 nights after the one that ripped through London, Kentucky. I was laying in bed, it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was talking to Samantha on the phone, because when she's in Indiana, we usually stay on FaceTime with each other next to the bed. All of a sudden, my power flickered, kicked my Wi-Fi. So it flickered, came back on, enough time for the Wi-Fi to reboot. I connected back to Wi-Fi, I messaged Sam, said sorry, because it disconnected our call. She was already sleeping. And right after I sent that message, laying in bed, my windows were open, my blinds went straight like that. The wind blew so hard through my window like it had my blinds completely straight. And then it was pitch black, my electric went out. It was out from 11 o'clock at night till about noon the next day, so a good 12, 13 hours. You already know about our tree, but it was the worst storm I've ever been in, literally in my entire life, as far as being close to the storm. The lightning was insane, like it was back to back every 2 seconds. I mean, big lightning just went on for like 20, 30 minutes. The big high wind only lasted maybe a minute. But if you look, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. I'll try to zoom in on it. But right through there, you can see where the trees are twisted in half. And there is a strip from like right here to right there, like a little strip right there. You can see running perfectly down the side of that mountain. You can see the trail of a tornado. Guys, that's maybe a football field and a half. That's not very far. That's how close I was to a tornado that night. And I didn't even notice that until the evening the next day, and I came up here and turned around and looked, and I could see that. Absolutely insane. I was by myself. If it would have been, like I said, 150 yards this way, it would have sucked this trailer up. And there's nowhere for us to go out here. That's the thing. We have no shelter whatsoever. The best place I could think that we could go, I was telling Sam yesterday, would be underneath the trailer. That would be the safest place I could think of out here. Because I know trailer houses, there's not a spot. It's not like a normal house house where you can go in the middle room and have a little bit of safety. You do not want to be in a trailer house when a tornado. But yeah, that close, guys. Isn't that insane? That is so crazy. I grew up my entire life in Tornado Alley, and then I moved to Kentucky, and I've been in the worst tornado weather that I've ever been in my entire life. I need to get a chainsaw so I can start working on fence. Nothing I can do right now because I can't chop nothing up. But thank God there's still half of the fence where the dogs still, they can't get out. They could if they really wanted to. They could just jump it, but they don't want to leave. So, but yeah. All right, guys, so let's put some Miracle-Gro in our bottles. We have our Hawaiian Punch bottles that I poked holes in, and we just put a little bit of that in that, filled up with water, and we'll spray it down. And I thought I lost it, so I made another one. Now I got two because I found my other one.
I need to message Jan
So
and let
I mean,
her
that's
know
what
we
they're
were
paying
agreeing.
for, is extras like that.
Forgot to message her. I knew that she had her live on Friday, and I kept telling myself to message her, but we were doing
Who?
something. Jan, I missed her live.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm pretty religious on Jan's live.
Yeah, you need to message her and let her know
I know. I
we're
keep
driving.
forgetting.
All right, that's all it takes. All right, guys, let's put some water in these and get them mixed up. This is what we do. Come to the old water hose. Put a trickle on. It dissolves so fast, it's insane. Too bad sugar don't work like that.
Right, it's gotta be hot.
Look at that. It looks like Hawaiian Punch.
It really does.
It literally looks like what we bought. Don't want to drink that unless you want to be 10 foot tall. I've already Miracle through all those, so those are watered. They've had their drink. Come on, look above.
He knows.
Like, oh yeah, my turn.
My turn. You go ahead and go. Don't let him come through. Wait, no, you're not getting in my garden.
Get out there.
He's on a scent though. He smells something.
Yeah, get whatever.
Yeah. You doing the whole garden? I guess you can do it directly over where our plants are that we need to have that. Okay. I was gonna say, that ain't gonna get you very far.
Hey, imagine I had one bottle and I would do this entire garden back and forth, back and forth. All right, guys, so we'll be back in the morning. I had to take a shower real quick because I was walking through poison ivy up there. My ankles immediately started itching. We're done for this evening, and we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna get the potatoes in the raised bed and whatever else we're gonna get into tomorrow. All right, guys, see you in the morning. What's up, guys? This is next morning. We're getting our grapevine going. We gotta soak it in water, soak all the roots in water for about an hour, no more than 2 hours before we plant it, so.
Babe, that's kind of quite a bit of a leak coming out of that. Yeah. Get it in there. Don't throw that package away so we can keep reading it. Are you thirsty?
Crazy it survived that long just being in that little package.
Well, being that it only has to be watered once a week, I don't know what their process was. The only plants I ever remember watering when I worked there was the stuff that they had outside. This wasn't in, this was inside.
You only water it once a week and you don't fertilize it until you start seeing growth.
What, Curdy?
I feel like kind of over there where the tree or the fence is knocked over would probably be best.
Like straight in between the building and the this bush? I want to be able to
right
keep
here on
walking.
this fence next to the garden.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember it being that pretty before. And nobody goes back there. It's still beautiful.
It is.
So beautiful. I literally thought it was gonna be a cool day, so I opened the windows, made sure the fan was on, and now it's kicking in. Yeah, whenever I check the radar, it said we're supposed to get rain tonight through Wednesday morning. Lovely.
All right, so the roots are covered.
I wonder if you could just use the water that we'd had it soaking in. You know what I mean? Like,
Probably,
not be wasteful. I would just use like half of it. I'd rather not waste it. Good, nice drink. Our little green grape tree. Hopefully it'll grow.
All right, guys. For now, we're gonna take our herb, which is what, basil and catnip.
No, this is the only herb.
What is that?
This is the oregano.
Oregano.
She said it was oregano.
And this
I
is
thought
catnip?
it was basil. This is the catnip.
That's the catnip.
This is the catnip, and this is the name I can't remember.
We'll have to find that out later.
It's the fuzzy.
For now, we're just gonna put them in planter pots. Put them in a planter pot until we can figure out a place to put them in the yard. Because we gotta figure out something to protect them from the dogs. So.
Yeah, but I want the basil, or I can just come and pop it, or oregano. Is you playing it with Daddy? Huh? I thought you were helping him. Go help Dad.
Yeah, not food. Bro.
If y'all know what, like, it's white, like white hairs and fuzzy. I know she told me the name, but it'll bloom. I think these are the bulbs that are starting to bloom. It's good. Don't give it any more water.
All right, guys. Last thing we've got is to get the potato bed ready and get the potatoes in the ground and then wait for stuff to grow at that point. But I'm thinking that I need to get at least a couple more inches deep on the potato bed. I know we're pretty close to being okay. I'm gonna have to wheelbarrow some more dirt up here. A few more loads. I want to get the dirt out by the creek, what I planted the tomato plant in. And then we'll start putting potatoes in the dirt. Hi-ho, hi-ho. These are the potatoes Granny gave us. Look at those
Looking good.
big old chunky eyeballs on there.
Looking good.
So to make sure there's 3 eyes on each plant. There's 3 on that, 3 on that.
I wish we could have helped that cop earlier.
I know, me too. Yeah, we got to meet a Harlan County police officer. He was driving up and down the road, and so we went out to the mailbox and we was standing over there waiting, hoping he'd drive by again. He did, and he actually did stop. He was looking for somebody.
Sure enough. Seemed like a good old boy.
Yeah.
Today, don't water this a whole lot, because if it's going to pour down rain,
Right, yeah, no.
I don't want to drown everything, so I wouldn't worry about watering the garden and all that.
I'm gonna go grab that bag of soil. And we'll have potatoes growing, y'all. Everything that we looked out to do will be in the ground. After the potatoes are in the ground, that's everything that we had planned to get going. So
Yeah, but let's see. This is what I want to see. I want to see how well this bin does, and if it does super well, slowly we'll accumulate more wood, or we can just do raised bins.
yeah,
That's another part of why I'm so excited, is I want to see how well this does.
I do need to separate some more tomato.
I know.
Exactly what it is.
Ugh, you smell it? I didn't smell it any other time.
Whew, that's strong. It smells like a
know.
freaking cow.
Why didn't the other one
Ew.
smell so strong? They didn't though. Look at the onions.
Look at those
Look
onions.
at the onions. He was trying to transplant some yesterday.
Yeah, I did
at the
transplant
tomato.
one. I need to transplant these. We've got okra, jalapeno peppers, and broccoli right there. Next thing I'll be doing is transplanting those and then separating some more tomato plants.
Yeah, look at that little thing he made. Isn't that cute?
All right, guys, I hope y'all had fun. That's all we're gonna do for now. Sit back and wait for everything to start growing. We got our potatoes, tomatoes, corn, onions, carrots, cucumbers, and broccoli rocking and rolling. And we've got some starters of jalapeno peppers because they didn't produce over in the garden at all. So we got those starters, which later on I'll transplant those over somewhere to grow. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Y'all know what to do. Till next time, y'all stay blessed. Peace.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain.